You will notice the dancers representing the deceased with their faces and heads covered.
They are here today. Those who misfortune has hung on like disease, something you cannot shake. They are here today. The man who pumped your gas, you snapped at him. The woman who stays behind 7 hours each night at your office to clean, because you are too good to deal with the dirt you create. They are here today. The girl who sits next to you in class, the one whose clothes you sneer at, hand-me-downs, or thrifted if she's lucky. The boy who you think smells because he doesn't shower enough for your taste. They're here today. Those who hunger and are not fed, for knowledge, opportunity, or breakfast. Those who are cold and are not clothed. In Africa, in Tibet, on the other side of town. You are lucky. You who can hear words like these, unlimited resources at your fingertips. You are lucky. And you do not see how strong your voice is when you consider everyone who is mute. Everyone who cannot speak. They are here today, and while they cannot speak, they hear every rocket fired. They see every gun shoved in their face all too clearly. They know that they are someone's last priority, that you have no problem stealing from them in the name of God, of country and glory. They know, but they are still here. Thank you.
Remember my face. Remember my face. I am just like you. You are an ocean away. I do not know your name. My world is here. I do not know you. On August 6, 1945, 8 a.m., suddenly I saw a bluish white flash outside the window. Outside the window. I have a school. I have friends. I have a home. And I love to sing and dance. I love to sing and dance. About the size of 2 football fields, practically every inch covered with dead and injured bodies, desperately calling out in faint whispers, water, 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 please, please give me water. Remember my face. Remember my face. I am just like you. I do not understand your ways. You are different. You are different. You are not like me. Now, my home is gone. Now my home is gone. Overnight, my world changed, and so could yours. I need your help. My classmates on fire, nowhere to escape except the river behind the school. The river. Please help me. Our world belongs to you and me now. Our world belongs to you and me now. One day I will need help. One day I will need you. Today, my hands can help another human being. Tomorrow, a good friend, a new friend, can teach me how to sing. Teach me how to sing. We can grow from each other. We can learn together. We can grow together. Even an ocean away. Even an ocean away. Remember my face. Remember my face. Remember my face. Remember my face. I am just like you. I am just like you. I am just like you. Remember. My face.
I'm going to tell you a few things that we can do about nuclear weapons and a few things that we must not do about nuclear weapons. But to really get engaged in this work, you need to contact us. You need to get involved with organizations like my own. So I'll just begin. Thank you all so much for coming out today. So what can we do about nuclear weapons? First, we can learn about nuclear weapons. We can educate ourselves about the processes, the industries, the money that underlies these weapons, and the cultural pathology that allows these weapons to spread. We can share what we learn with our friends, with our family, with our coworkers, and we can engage our community in an informed and impassioned dialogue. We can get involved with anti-nuclear organizations like Oregon Physicians for Social Responsibility, some of our other coalition partners who are here today, a lot of people doing a lot of great work around these issues. I encourage each and every one of you to get involved today. We can attend events like today's commemoration event, which I'm so happy to see so many people here to remember the victims of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We can get involved in projects like the Shadow Project, which is a project that myself and other volunteers at Oregon PSR have been working on over the last few weeks. It involves tracing outlines of human bodies on sidewalks all over Portland, a reminder of the victims of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, people whose bodies were obliterated in the nuclear fires, leaving nothing but shadows behind. We can contact our elected representatives. We can mail them, we can call them, email them, write them letters, encourage them to use the full extent of their political offices to work against nuclear weapons research, production, and proliferation, as well as we can encourage the City Council, the City of Portland, to declare Portland a nuclear-free zone and adopt an internationally binding resolution so that no nuclear weapons components can be built or shipped through the City of Portland, and declare Portland once and for all a nuclear-free zone. We can write letters to the editors of our local newspapers, international newspapers, magazines, online and in the free press, and advocate for a world free of nuclear weapons. Of course, all of this is contingent on educating ourselves, again, the most important step, and getting involved with organizations like ours, like others that are here today, talking to each other and understanding what's going on. It's also important for those of us who haven't already to divest ourselves of all financial involvement with any organizations, any financial institutions that make nuclear weapons or nuclear weapons components. These are names you'll recognize, companies with names like Lockheed Martin, Bechtel, General Dynamics, and other defense industry profiteers, as well as institutions that finance them. These are names you'll recognize too. They're Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, MetLife, State Farm, and Wells Fargo. Follow the money trail for nuclear weapons. A good source for this is the Don't Bank on the Bomb report, which you can download from our website at OregonPSR.org or from don'tbankonthebomb.com. So those are just a few of the things that we can do about nuclear weapons. And sometimes this seems like an insurmountable opposition that we face, a very well-heeled nuclear weapons industry. But there are things we can do, and please get involved to find out more. But there are some things that we must not do about nuclear weapons. We can't delude ourselves into believing that nuclear weapons are a thing of the past. New and deadlier weapons are being constantly developed at a very high cost to you and me, to the tax-paying public. And in fact, nuclear weapons are actually used in modern conflicts in the form of the incredibly toxic, both chemically and radioactive, depleted uranium. Depleted uranium is used to make more powerful armor-piercing munitions. It's being used in modern wars. It was used at Fallujah. It was used in other places in Iraq and in the former Yugoslavia. It was used in Afghanistan and in Palestine. We must not remain complacent. We must not hope that nuclear weapons will get rid of themselves. Far too much money is being made by the nuclear weapons industry, their benefactors, and others with vested material interest in nuclear weapons production for that day to ever come. Nor can we stay silent about the looming threat of nuclear war, which is very much a present-day reality. The common phrase that I keep hearing is keeping all options on the table. Perhaps you've heard this phrase. I would argue that that's a code word, and it really indicates a willingness to use atomic weapons much more than it indicates a willingness to engage in international diplomacy. We dare not hope, thank you, we dare not hope that any mere political solution will solve the problem of nuclear weapons for us. Even with sustained, informed, and forceful public pressure at every level of government, it will still be necessary to transform our culture in whatever way that we can in each moment of our lives into a culture of compassion, cooperation, tolerance, understanding, and peace.
30 years ago, when Washington's poet laureate Kathleen started writing poetry, 18 years ago, or 13 years ago, when Saori started studying Japanese. She's now about 18, about the age that these veterans went off to be young warriors and took off across those grand oceans to do some great harm to themselves and to others as well. It's been about that long, and that was their age when they came back wounded but wiser. So as I go through their list of people we need to thank for making all of this possible, would you please clap your hands for each other, for ourselves, starting of course with the sisters and the aunties, with the 1,000 Crane Project, the little prayers on the Buddha, on the bamboo trees, SGI, USA Buddhist. Thank you again to Native America. I know you're out there somewhere, always watching us to see if we're behaving ourselves or not in your land. We're doing the best we can. Thank you to Veterans for Peace. Physicians, Oregon Physicians for Social Responsibility, you know how you are, you know who you are. We have the greatest respect for you learned men and women who are learning, who are using that moral authority you have in this culture to take care of the future generations, big and small. Thank you to Alliance for Democracy, American Friends Service Committee, always there in the grumpiest corner on the planet. American Iranian Friendship Council, let's not bomb those folks either. Remember, I have family in Tehran. Ecumenical Ministries of Oregon, always been there. Greenpeace, always everywhere. Humanists of Greater Portland. Japanese Ancestral Society, of course. Japanese Garden Society. Our own Keibu Community Radio. Never Stop Talking Keibu. Multnomah Meeting of Friends. Oregon Buddhist Temple. The Oregon Hiroshima Club. Peace and Justice Work Iraq Affinity Group. Remember, we have about 2,000 Iraqis in Portland. They are now Iraqi Portlanders. We're still angry. Next time you see one, shake their hand, smack them on the back, tell them welcome to Portland, and sorry about that. Portland Peaceful Response Coalition, Portland Japanese Gardens, Regional Arts and Culture Council, who funded the project, the Shadow Project that Sean was talking about. Sisters of the Road, taking care of us, taking care of our neglected. Veterans for Peace, Chapter 72, Women's International League for Peace and Freedom. Salamat Jalan, may God's peace help you find your way home. Be nice to each other, drive carefully, carefully. Thank you for joining us for another night tonight. Shake hands, smack the backs of the people around you. Good night.